How's it going, everybody? Today we have something I never thought I was going to say again. We have some pretty crazy news in regards to Sword and Shield. So it's been almost 2 years since Sword and Shield came out. I think 9 days away at this point. And we thought we knew everything there was to know about this game. Honestly, people like me, I've put in 2,500, 3,000 hours, something like that. And if you asked me a couple of days ago, I would have been like, yeah, I know how Sword and Shield works. I know pretty much everything about the game. Turns out I'm wrong. We found out today through a person on Twitter named Anubis, I'll have them linked down below in the description, that it turns out a lot of our assumptions throughout the course of playing Sword and Shield have been wrong. So right at the beginning of Sword and Shield, we thought that there was a method. We thought that you would chain Pokemon, 25 I believe was the number that we thought, and that would increase your shiny odds. Turns out that was not true, but instead there was a method where if you battled a number of Pokemon, whether you defeated them or caught them, that would add to your number, and you would go. That would be displayed in your Pokedex, and that would increase your shiny charms. And you would get as low as 1,455 or 1,512, depending on who you asked. That also turned out to be not true, at least in the way that we thought. So what we thought for at least a year and a half is that you had a 3% chance of your odds rolling those extra chances of being shiny. So 6 extra chances at 500 knocked out Pokemon or battled Pokemon. But it's a little different than we expected. And through a lot of testing and a lot of just, being very diligent and intelligent and just trying everything out, Anubis has found that the method works, just not in the way that we expected. So that 3% chance is not just a random unobservable chance of a higher shiny odds. What it is a 3.12% chance of a brilliant spawn, brilliant aura Pokemon, one of the Pokemon with the little yellow aura around it. That's at 500 knocked out. Its base chance is 1.56%. And that's just after knocking out a single Pokemon. But even more interesting that we've learned from this is that the Brilliant Aura is actually a visual representation that those extra rolls have taken place, meaning every Pokemon with a Brilliant Aura has an increased shiny chance. And this is something that has been asked by pretty much everybody, I would say, has been involved in the game for the longest time. And for the longest time, I've been saying, no, there's no indication. I've asked a couple of people, reached out to data miners and Joe Merrick, and this is not anything against them. There was no way for them to know. Apparently, it's not very apparent in the code. This stuff is not, an exact science, data mining. And, well, we found out through really just extensive testing on Anubis's part. And so yeah, basically when a Pokemon is battled at least once and the battle is completed, whether that's you knocked out the Pokemon, you caught the Pokemon, you will have a chance of finding that Pokemon with an aura. We knew this, but that aura actually denotes having higher odds. And what it means is that the odds of finding that Pokemon shiny are increased. So let's go through it, and I'll try to make it as clear as possible. So with one Pokemon battled, you have a 1.56% chance of finding an aura version of that Pokemon. It has the yellow aura around it. They're very noticeable. I think pretty much anybody who's been playing Sword and Shield for a while knows what I'm talking about. And this automatically is going to give one additional roll of your shiny of shiny odds. So the way that shiny odds work, a lot of people think that your odds just get lowered, but what actually happens is you get an additional chance at the shiny. So when you're going to see on this chart rerolls, no charm, rerolls with charm, that means it's taking that 4096 and it's rolling that X number of times. So your effective odds are increased pretty dramatically the more times you roll. So without charm, and if you've battled one Pokemon, an aura Pokemon will have 2 rolls or a 1 in 2048 chance. If you've battled 50, it's 3 and 1 in 1365, which is exactly the same as having a shiny charm. And then it goes to 100 for 4, 1 in 10, 24. 200 with 5 rolls, 1 in 8, 19. 300 battled, 6 rolls, that's 1 in 682, which is the same odds as Masuda method with no shiny charm. And then if you have 500 battled, that's 7 rerolls, and it's a 1 in 585, which is just slightly higher than Masuda method with the shiny charm. Now, if you have the charm, your base odds of any Aura Pokemon is going to be 1024 right off the bat. Then with 50 battled, you're going to have 1 in 819. With 100 battled, you're gonna have 1 in 682, 200 battled, 1 in 585, 300 battled, 1 in 512, and 500 battled brings you all the way down to 1 in 455. These are actually pretty good odds, but what this leaves up for interpretation is what's the best way of hunting. The chance of a brilliant spawn goes from 1.5% and gradually gets up to 3% once you have 200 knocked out, but should I only encounter the brilliant Pokemon? Should I encounter everything? Should I do the 500 knocked out? And now this is a little bit of a to each their own kind of thing. The one thing I would say is don't only encounter the Aura Pokemon. Non-Aura Pokemon can obviously still be shiny. I have actually never found a Aura shiny, but that's probably because I don't really knock out or battle many Pokemon. I will see Aura Pokemon, but not a ton. And generally every Pokemon I've caught in Sword and Shield has not been an Aura Pokemon. So obviously those can still be shiny. However, they do have a higher chance, the Aura Pokemon. So what you're going to want to do is battle at least, I would say, well, at least 1, right? Because then as long as you're getting Aura spawns, those do have a higher chance. But I would say that if you battle 100, that's a pretty big increase. As far as the shiny charm goes, you're doubling your odds if you've battled 100. So I would definitely do at least 100. 500 if you don't mind doing it. I was never a big proponent of knocking out 500. I always said, well, it takes more time than it's worth, but this is kind of different now that we know that Aura Pokemon specifically have a higher chance of being shiny. You can be more targeted with what you encounter, especially if you do a hunt. Let's say you hunt an Eevee, right? And you knock out 500 Eevee, and then you encounter an Eevee, you get your shiny Eevee. You have that 500 forever. So if you need to catch more Eevee in the future for other shiny evolutions, then you still have those boosted odds. And anytime you see an Aura Eevee, you could just go and encounter it, and you could benefit from those higher odds. So I would say that it's definitely worth doing at least 100, 500 if you have the time for it. 200 would probably be even better because that gives you that 3% chance of seeing the brilliant spawns. So 200 is probably the bare minimum of where I would stop, because you have the highest, you have the same chance of seeing an Aura Pokemon as when you have 500 knocked out. You just have lower odds of it being shiny. This is pretty huge. I did not expect us to get any news like this so close to BDSP coming out. I really thought Sword and Shield was pretty much done at this point. But that just goes to show you that we never really know how much is involved in these games. It does seem like we kind of had a method after all. I wouldn't say this is the craziest method. There's no like chain involved. All of the specifics are covered in Anubis's notes, and you can go more in depth in that. But basically, you're just going to want to get your combo, and you're going to want to just encounter as many Aura Pokemon. If you see an Aura Pokemon, you might as well encounter it. It does have higher odds than a non-Aura Pokemon. So I would definitely just, be on the lookout for Pokemon with that brilliant aura, and hopefully that leads you to some more shinies. I hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know about what you think about this in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video if you don't mind, and I will see you next time.